I think it's fair to say that weaving the inner and outer narratives together requires a deep understanding of storytelling and character development. And by crafting a compelling outer narrative and layered inner narrative, we can create stories that resonate with audiences on multiple levels and really leave a lasting impact. So let's explore. Hello, I'm Stuart Wakefield, an Author Accelerator certified book coach and writer. With 26 years in theatre, broadcast media and coaching under my belt, I know what makes stories work, and I love to share that with other writers because the world of storytelling, it's like the ocean. It's deep, it's mysterious, and it's a little bit scary to those who don't know how to navigate it. And with so much left to luck and timing, it's my mission to give great books the best chance of getting into readers' hands. In each episode, I'll share tips and plans of action that will help you write, edit, and publish your book. And if you're new to writing or consciously working to improve your craft, then this is the podcast for you. Hello and welcome back. So today we're looking at the relationship between the outer narrative, let's call that the plot, and the inner narrative. So that's what lies beneath what the characters are saying and doing. And how can we weave them together when we're telling stories? The relationship between the outer and inner narrative is one of symbiosis. The outer narrative provides context, structure, and a framework for the inner narrative to exist within. And both narratives need to work together to create a story that the audience can really connect with and understand. And the key is to weave those two narratives together so that the inner narrative story is revealed gradually while you're still keeping the outer narrative compelling. Now, by doing this, the audience will be able to experience the story on multiple levels and appreciate the complexities of your story. Masterful examples of weaving the inner and outer narratives together include books like Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita and movies like Christopher Nolan's Inception. So in Lolita, the outer narrative follows the protagonist's journey to be with the young girl he's fallen in love with, while the inner narrative explores his twisted psyche and his unhealthy obsession with the girl. And the two stories are woven together seamlessly, with the inner narrative slowly revealing itself to the reader through his thoughts and actions. And similarly, Inception follows a team of dream thieves as they attempt to plant an idea in someone's subconscious. The outer narrative is this thrilling heist story, while the inner narrative explores the protagonist's grief and guilt over his wife's death. The two stories are intertwined, with the inner narrative influencing the outer narrative and vice versa. When weaving the inner and outer narratives together, it's important to strike a balance between the two. The outer narrative should be engaging and exciting enough to keep the audience invested, while the inner narrative should add depth and complexity to the story. The inner narrative should also be revealed gradually, building tension and intrigue as the audience learns more about the character's motivations and desires. Some useful techniques to help you weave the inner and outer narratives together include flashbacks, foreshadowing, symbolism, and metaphor. And these techniques can help you create connections between the outer and inner narratives, providing clues and context for the audience to piece together. For example, a flashback could reveal a traumatic event from a character's past that's influencing their actions in the present, while a symbol or metaphor could represent a character's inner emotional state. And another effective technique is to use dialogue and subtext to reveal the inner narrative. So by having your characters say one thing while meaning something else, the audience can begin to understand the character's true motivations and desires. And this can create tension and conflict within your story, as the outer narrative may be leading the characters in one direction, while the inner narrative is pulling them in another. So, ultimately, weaving the inner and outer narratives together requires a deep understanding of storytelling and character development. But by crafting a compelling outer narrative and a layered inner narrative, we can create stories that resonate with audiences on multiple levels and really leave a lasting impact. Before I wrap up, I invite you to do all the usual stuff. You know the drill: like, review, share and subscribe. But better than all of that, come and visit me at thebookcoach.co. You can sign up for my free self-editing guide and take a look at the services I provide. But there's tons, and I mean tons, of free useful stuff on my blog too. So I use the inside outline with my clients, and it looks easy enough on the surface, but I've yet to see one of them nail it on their first try. And the inside outline teases out what each scene means to the main character and how that meaning drives the character into the next scene. If you'd like to try it, take a look at my story development packages for fiction and memoir. Yes, I now coach memoir. I took a bit of a leap, and so far it's paying off. I'm working with someone who is motivated and has the most amazing story to tell. So yes, coaching memoir and really, really enjoying it. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I'm conscious there are a lot of podcasts out there, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to mine. But also, well done for investing some time in your own writing life. And yes, this podcast is about writing, but I'm here for you, not just your stories.